This is Black Cat Sunrise. This is a really cool book. It's about war. It's about witches. Hello and thank you for watching Zeta's Mamas and Dada's YouTube channel. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, push notifications, or do not. I'm going to try and do this fast because I can be long-winded and we don't want to be here all day. Well, I wouldn't mind, but you probably would. This is all of my books, hopefully in order, maybe not in order. It's an unboxing, but the boxes are down here, so I'm just going to be kind of going like, like this with the books. So from when I was young until now, maybe. Let's see. This is kind of my first novel. It's called Vaguely Vivid. It's an autobiography. The beginning is very poetic, and then the novel stuff is at the end. It's about my life and when I was young, and I was really crazy and weird when I was young, and I put it all in these books. This is the only autobiography I did, but I would like to do another one. These two I'm going to be combining into a single book. This is called Jesus Christ, and you'll notice it's Jesus is reading my book and being like, Jesus Christ, this book is kind of crazy. And then this one is called Before the Aftermath, and I'm going to combine these into two, and it's just going to be Jesus Christ, because Before the Aftermath is a cliche title, and it's been taken by like a bunch of bands that have used it, and who knows what else has used it. So I don't like the title. And these are both kind of poetry books, so they're like, there's some emptiness in the pages, right? Maybe more in this one. Well, not that much emptiness, but some emptiness. And I just think that they would be better combined into two. I was not very good at poetry, but I was very strange and weird and crazy as a young man. And by the time, so that's what the poetry is good for. But by the time I got good at poetry, I kind of stopped doing it and just started writing novels. So for those sorts of reasons, I'm going to combine these two. And it's just going to be one book called Jesus Christ. Okay, so the next book this is a big fatty. It's actually two books, because similarly to combining those two books, I combined these two books. This is called Tobias and Osazi. It used to be two books called So It Ends and So It Begins. So It Ends was the first one, and So It Begins was the second one, because I'm very clever. Not really. But I changed it to Tobias and Osazi. And I smashed them together into one, and it's a big fat fatty. Tobias was the first like fiction novel that I wrote, and Osazi was the sequel to it. If you read Tobias, you can tell that it's definitely my first one, because it was still kind of wonky. But then Osazi is like really trippy. I'm gonna do, all of these books have like a story to them, and I could like talk a lot about each one, and I would like to do a video about each one of these books, because each one of them deserves a video, because they've all got stories. Interestingly, there's like a story behind the story. I drink some beer. It's been a long day. I've been awake for a long time doing all kinds of stuff. I was work. Doesn't matter. Been awake a while, and this is my free time. And hang on. Anyways, super professional YouTube guy, obviously. Let's see. This book is called Tide Ice. It's also kind of a fatty. I did this after Tobias and Osazi. This is a story about the Chinese taking over the United States, and there's like a bunch of hippies that find like a glitch, like an electromagnetic glitch that they can live inside of, that keeps them safe from the Chinese, and then the Chinese are trying to get them or whatever. it's about a lot more than that. It's actually about a father and a son. Ty is the son and Dice is the father, and the father is evil, and the boy grows up with an evil father, but he becomes good. And so it's complicated. Anyways, that's Ty Dice. This is a pretty sweet cover. I don't know if I have to redo all these books, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this cover or not, which is kind of sad. Excuse me, I'm gross. Okay, so after Tie Dice, I did St. Anthony's Firestorm. This is kind of a slow burn, but it's got a cool ending. The ending is about an ergotism outbreak. Ergotism is like a fungus that grows on rye, but it kind of makes you trip, but it also kills you. And it's called St. Anthony's Fire because when people get sick with this fungus, they have this illness called St. Anthony's Fire. So this book is called St. Anthony's Firestorm. Obviously, it's a love story. It's kind of like a Lady and the Tramp, where like the lady is like very prim and proper, and the tramp is from the other side of the tracks. So this is a love story with an unhappy ending, which I just told you what it is. But I mean, it's complicated, and it takes place in a weird alternate reality. A lot of my books do. I'll get into it if I do a video about these things. Let's see. We're gonna try and end this video with my newest book. My newest book, I have not even seen it yet, so you're going to be seeing it for the first time as me, and you're going to see the disappointment in my face if I screwed something up, which I might have, because sometimes things get screwed up and it's very sad. This is Tribal Vengeance. I did this under a pseudonym, alias A Dick. Alias, I guess, means like, you know, a fake name, A Dick. But interestingly, I had an ex-girlfriend named Aaliyah, and she was a dick. And so that's what explains alias A Dick. Aaliyah's a dick. Because this was kind of like, you know, supposed to be like, oh, I love you so much, here's a book for you. And then she like dumped me, and I was pissed off, so I'm very clever. Like I mentioned this before, very clever. Aaliyah's a dick. It's pretty funny. Alias, you know. Anyways, the next one, this is called The Zoa. It doesn't show up good on camera, apparently. It's got an alien on the cover. It's about aliens, the Zeta Reticuli, which are like the grays, you know, like little gray men kind of aliens. It's my alien book. I'm really into these Zeta Reticuli aliens. Named our daughter Zeta. This channel's named Zeta. Like, I really love these aliens because they're just so interesting to me. That's the long and short of it. I'm not going to get into what the story's about because I'll just do it some other time if I do a video for each of these books, which I hope that I do, because that would be pretty cool. Because they all deserve their own video. I just don't know if they're going to get one or not. So these are all from my old publisher. Everything I've done so far, I published with Amazon, KDP Publishing, and that worked out for a while, but I need to switch everything over to what I'm doing now, which is the new publisher, which is Ingram Spark. Ingram Spark is like the peasants' version of Ingram. Ingram is for the elites, the special people who like live up on their pedestal and like spit on us and piss on us and don't care about us, and they laugh at us because they treat us like dirt and we ask for more. That's Ingram. I'm doing Ingram Spark down here with the little people. So yeah, that's all that's from that old publishers. So I'm gonna get into the Ingram Spark books. It's an unboxing. I haven't unboxed it yet. I gotta get going. I won't be able to. This video is gonna go long. This is Rose City Catastrophe. This is a pretty epic book. I was kind of like, I was on another level when I was doing this. Like, I'd hit kind of a peak for my ability in my free time. It comes down to how much free time I had. And I had free time when I was doing this. And Rose City Catastrophe is just, can completely epic. I wrote the longest sentence ever 2 times, once with punctuation, once without punctuation, and by far. And I contacted the Guinness Book of World Records, but they were like, go away, we hate you. What they really said is you can't quantify the longest sentence ever, which is stupid because you could just Google it. And I blew it out of the water like by like 10 times or 20 times as much sentence as the longest sentence before me. But, you know, nobody takes me seriously, so. But it's in there 2 times. Pretty sweet. So that's Rose City Catastrophe. I did a sequel to Rose City Catastrophe called Rose City Revisited, which I'm gonna find it here. This is Rose City Revisited. It's the sequel. I wrote it in about a month. Some of these books I could write them in about a month, like the Zoa. I wrote this in a month. Rose City Revisited. I wrote this in a month. When I'm able to do this, it gives it a whole. They just really shine when you can just sit down there and hammer them out like that. It takes on like an otherworldly kind of vibe because you just like the writer disappears and only the book exists, and it just creates a really good product. Even though I wouldn't say that this is this book is cool because this book is cool. This book is cool by association because this one is so great. This one's kind of whatever. I will be honest with you. I had like a fever for half the time I was writing this. It was pretty bad. But anyways, that's Rose City Revisited. After that was Bloodlust Paradise. Maybe I might be losing track. Anyways, Bloodlust Paradise is my favorite. I love it so much. I think this book was just the coolest thing that I've done. It makes me so happy. It's about serial killer triplets. I came up with that. Somebody's gonna steal it. Mark my words. It's gonna happen. But for now, I am the guy who did serial killer triplets. And it came out freaking perfect. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. I love it so much. Anyways, that's Bloodlust Paradise. Let's see. Next is Diminutive Narrative. This is my short story collection. I would like to do another short story collection because short stories are very fulfilling. Like, you get the fulfillment from like one story. Like, every time I write a novel, that's one story. You get one fulfillment. But when you do short stories, there's like 24 or something short stories in here. That's 24 fulfillments, which I wish I was doing short stories, but I'm not really a short story guy. I'm a novel guy, so I don't really do short stories. But this is the time that I did do short stories, and it came out pretty sweet. I got all the good ones in the front, and then like the less good ones towards the back, in case you don't get that far, whatever. Diminutive Narrative, my short stories. So, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Maybe you've been waiting for it since I said something about it. Anyways, this is my new book. I haven't even seen it until right now. This is Black Cat Sunrise. This is a really cool book. It's about war. It's about witches. It's about kind of like my story, like things I was thinking like in the back of my mind, you know, that like came out in the book, my life, things that were going on. Like, I guess they're all like that. Anyways, I haven't checked. I'm going to check this out and look. Okay. At a glance, it looks all right. Sometimes I screw up like the spacing between the words. I don't get it right. And like there's too many words or not enough words, and per page, per line. And like it's this whole thing that drives me insane. But at a glance, I think it's okay. I don't really know. I gotta double check. I mean, it looks close enough. I don't know. Anyways, this is Black Cat Sunrise. I'm super stoked about this. I mean, I don't know. It makes me really happy to just be holding this thing in my hand because I was working on this for a long time. Some of these books, they take a long time to do. Some of them are very quick. It's always different. So, yeah. And I got another book done, but I mean, I'm editing it. I'll show you. Let's see. This is how I edit them. I edit them as I'm writing them, but I also have to go through with a red pen and make corrections and stuff. This is called The Rapture of Corruption. It's very cool. I'm very excited about it, but all my books are cool and I'm excited about all of them. So, you know, whatever. But anyways, each book is a story unto itself. There's always a story behind the story, and I'm going to do a video about each one of these things, and it's going to be very cool, and I hope you'll check them all out. I hope you get super interested in my writing, because nobody is except me, but I know it's up here. I've read all these books. I wrote all these. I've read them all 3 times. Well, this is the 3rd time I'm reading this one, but every other book, I read it 3 times. I read it when I wrote it, I read it when I rewrote it, and I read it when I edited it. I read them all 3 times, and they're all friggin' sweet. Anyways, thank you for watching Zeta's Mamas and Dada's YouTube channel. Please like it even if you don't like it, and comment even if you got nothing to say, and subscribe even if you don't want to, and hit the notifications just because I said so. Deuces.